We start tonight hearing from the newest challenger for the congressional seat held by Republican Zach Nunn. Local 5 first told you 2 weeks ago, Democrat Melissa Vine announced her candidacy. Earlier today, Vine spoke with Local 5's Connor O'Neill about how she'd bring her Iowa roots to D.C.
You announced that your campaign 2 weeks ago for the 3rd Congressional District. What's life been like kind of for you since then?
I've just been overwhelmed by the response. The people I've been calling and talking to in social media and comments and messages, it's like, yes, this is what we're looking for.
Tell me some of the goals for your campaign. What are some of the main things that you want to push?
Access to abortion and women's health care rights, an income that works for all Iowans, right? You should be able to put a roof over your head and put food on the table and get your kid a backpack for school, right? That's, if you're working 40 hours a week, those are things that should just be possible for you and your family. And then third, I would say moving away from extremism. I think Iowans they're ready to be done with having their rights taken away.
You're the executive director of the Beacon, nonprofit here in Des Moines, assisting women experiencing trauma. I'm kind of curious, if elected as representative, how could you translate some of the services you provide women at not only a state level, but also at a national level? Yeah,
that's a great question. So go into the political sphere where those systems originated and take the same amount of determination that I have into that space with more issues and a broader audience, but also the ability to make even bigger changes. I'm super motivated by that.
If elected as representative, how can your Iowan roots be reflected on Capitol Hill?
There's some really great values for all Iowans. We want to see people succeed, right? And we want people to have the human rights that they deserve in order to succeed. And I think those are values that we could all agree on and that can be really important to have in DC.
So you're running for the 3rd Congressional District. You'd be up against Representative Zach Nunn. Why do you believe it's time for a change in that area of Iowa?
I've started and run small businesses, right? So to be a small business owner brings all kinds of joys and challenges with it that I can relate with, and now being a nonprofit. So there are so many spaces of what the life might look like for an Iowan and their family that I can relate to. And for those that I can't, I'm eager to learn and to bring empathy to those situations so I can carry those stories with me to DC.
And Connor, Vine announced her campaign about a week after fellow Democrat Nunn did.
Yeah, he's already received many endorsements so far, Stephanie, including from State Auditor Rob Sand and from former Governor Vilsack. And I asked Vine whether these endorsements for Bacam matter to her. She said it doesn't really matter at all because she just wants to connect with voters who relate to her story.
Very interesting. All right, Connor, thank you for that. We introduced you to Bacam a few weeks ago. He is a first-generation American and combat veteran who served in Afghanistan. He came back home in 2004 and worked for the USDA alongside former Governor Tom Vilsack. When Local 5 sat down with him, Bacam said he wanted to take that combined military and government knowledge with him to Washington. Representative Nunn's team has responded to both Vine and Bacam's campaign announcements, claiming Democrats in the race are pushing tax policies that will cost more for Iowa families. They added, quote, Zach, on the other hand, will continue to focus on serving with Iowa common sense and working to represent all Iowans.